Here's something I want to show you. When you're taking off these screws, let's get this last screw out of here. My word. You see there? That's where the deadbolt went. And it's always a good idea to use long screws. See how long these screws are? For your deadbolt and for your strike. Lots of times people will only use the short screws. Look how long these screws are here. Look at that. They're short, stubby ones. That's normally what they do for your strike plate. But lots of times they'll do that for your deadbolt too. Your deadbolt's only as strong as your screws in here, because if somebody kicked the door in, it's not, the deadbolt's not going to hold it. It's just this door jamb is going to crack right here, and it's going to push out because these screws aren't in all the way. If you can imagine, these are longer screws, and they pre-drilled these screws and right into the door, the 2x6 in the wall. And lots of times they'll have the door strike plate wider, and then the big screws will be on the right hand side and the small screws will be kind of on the left hand side, because lots of times with a small deadbolt strike plate like this, if you just put it straight in, you could miss the 2x4 or 2x6 inside the wall. But what they did is they pre-drilled it and stuck them in at a very slight angle, not very much. But you can see right there, that's the edge of your 2x6. It's really close to that strike, right? And you have a chance of splitting this off when you put your screw in, or your screw may not be tight because it's barely hitting the edge, or maybe it just barely nicked the edge of your 2x4 or 2x6 in your wall, depending what thickness of your wall is, and it's split off, and your screw is between the broken off edge and your sheetrock edge, because your sheetrock's a 1/2 inch here. See, and I'm surprised that that's even hitting, because the sheetrock, they're supposed to be a 1/2 inch, and that's not a 1/2 inch there. It's going in at a slight angle. But that's what you want to do, is when you have a deadbolt, you always want to put those long screws in. Now, I think I showed this on a video already of this strike plate here. See, I installed this. I installed this one. See how this one is just a hair wider than that other one. It's a hair taller, and the long screws are over here, and then the short screws they put over there, and they moved that over because they wanted the long screws to hit into your door or your wall support, your 2x6 or 2x4 in there. So you've got the strike plates like that. Those actually work really good. Those usually do not come with your deadbolt, believe it or not. Sometimes they do. Now, when I was installing this type of lock, it came with it, but when you get a regular deadbolt for a door, usually they give you the funky little strike plates like this, and sometimes they don't give you even long screws. In fact, whoever installed this, I know they probably did that on their own. And look at that. They used that. That's what happened. They They cut this and installed it in the door jamb, and that's why it doesn't look like there's a 1/2 inch from here over, because they tried to move this over this way closer for some reason, because maybe it was already notched like that, and they thought, okay, fine. Then they had to gouge this whole edge out over here to get the deadbolt to fit in there, because the deadbolt is actually over a little bit. This strike plate should have been installed about there, okay, not there. They had to make do with what they had, see? And when I install my new one, I may have the same issue. And I've got a different deadbolt I'm going to be installing, and it's going to be the nickel finish, not the brass or the chrome brassy finish. See, I don't think I'm going to install that. Worst case scenario, I may have to reinstall that if I don't want to gouge out the other one that far. We'll just have to see. Okay, so anyways, I thought I'd point that out to you to make it so that your house is more secure. It's funny. I even went to my mom's house, and the installer put those types of deadbolt strike plates in, how I just showed you on there. Okay, they installed these, but I took the screw, this screw out here, and it was only about 1 inch long. And I'm thinking, what good is that? That's not even hitting the 2x4, 2x6 in there. So I took them out, pre-drilled them, and pre-drilled the holes. Went to the store, got longer screws. I did that to 3 of her doors. The one from the garage going into the house, the one at the front door, and the one out from the garage going out to the side of the house. All 3 of them, their screws were short. So you might want to check that too. If they are short, you may want to decide to get longer ones, pre-drill it with a drill bit before you put it in there, and then get longer screws and run them on in there. And you'll be glad you did. Trust me, that will be way better. You can see how that would be more secure. I mean, hey, no matter what, if somebody wants to really get in your house, they probably will. Maybe they won't go through the door. Maybe they'll go through your window instead. Okay? Whatever they do, at least you can make it a little bit more secure than it is now. It might scare them off, and maybe they don't break into your house after all. All right, onward. Okay, that's going to turn out nice. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. I hope to see you again, and I'll show you some more on these doors and beyond. I still got some other things to do at this condo renovation, so keep watching the episodes.